Okay, here we have my 2004 Trx450r. Right now it's loaded up in the back of my S10. I'm gonna go down to the shop, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, get some things on it done that I needed done. You know, um, I spent $2 grand on the motor, and on my last video I said that. And right now I just spent, for Christmas I got $600 worth of money, and I spent that money on I got a really good deal on it. It's Hauser long travel 2.25 plus 2.25 A arms, and they're set up with triple rate PEP Pro AM shocks. Got them from our local pro. He races nationals, C-class nationals. He doesn't run with the actual pros, but he is a really good rider. I take lessons from him as well. And I got my sponsors, up here, Cycle Service Center, my local shop. He does all my work, pretty good price. I'll just go over what I have in the motor. It's a 04 motor. The whole thing's an 04. It's got a Cylinder Works stock bore, 13.1:1 Vertex piston, with the Cylinder Works cylinder. It's got a Hot Rods crank and bearings, which I should have went with an OEM bearing, but I didn't know about the failures that they had. But it shouldn't be that bad. I can tear these motors down now by myself, now that I know what's inside them. It's got stock head, stock valves. It's all brand new. It's got a Henson clutch pressure plate. Running stock radiator, stock. What else is stock? Actually, I think the only thing that's stock is my gas tank and my front rims, and obviously my swing arm is. Other than that, it's pretty much aftermarket. It's not the best four-wheeler in the world, but I had ordered a 06 plus hood. It comes down farther so you don't see the electrical in there. If you didn't notice that the 06 models did not have this pointed hood. It came down like a V more, and then it was just square right here. And I paid like $20 shipped, even though I got it brand new for $20. But shipped to my house, I couldn't pass up a deal like that. Next, I plan on getting a Curtis Sparks exhaust from this guy, the pro that I'm friends with. It's a Curtis Sparks big. I don't know if it's a big core or not, but I know it's an X6 version. And he rode it twice, and he took it off, and now it runs a Rogier. This big gun is starting to rust at it's starting to rust now at the header pipe. I've tried keeping some WD-40 and some penetrating oil on it to keep it from rusting, but it's just getting old and hot, but it's really rusted on the muffler part of this. Not the actual muffler, but the pipe leading to the muffler from the mid pipe and header. It sucks, but it doesn't sound too bad. It does need repacked, but you can't have the best of the best. It's got Meyer Racing plastics, tag T2 bars. These shocks are actually they've been valved for a 160-pound rider, which I got a hold of Alba Racing, and I asked a guy named Corey if that would be too soft for me, and he said usually when you get all your gear on, you'd probably weigh 15 pounds heavier than what you would without gear, and even then it would still probably be a little hard for you. So I think you're pretty good, unless you're gonna go pro, then so be it, go get them revalved again, but it's not worth the $110 for SF Racing or whoever to rebuild them. And that's another thing I'm going to be doing, is sending these shocks off at the end of the year. Long way away, but they'll be sent off to SF Racing. They're about an hour away from, they're probably a good 2 hours actually from Chicago westward. I'm not from Chicago. I'm from around Louisville, Kentucky. Anyway, I'll go ahead and give this thing a kick over. I am running stock filter. Today I got it off of the off my stand, turned the gas off, and tipped it back, started it up, shut it off, and somehow my carburetor leaked a little gas on the filter, and then when it backfired, when it shut off, it caught fire. So, and I was not able to salvage that air filter. So I'm running my old stock one. I cleaned it, oiled it, so hopefully it does alright. Here we go. Here's the startup of it. I'm running Bel-Ray 10W40 in both sides of the motor, Bel-Ray coolant, Bel-Ray grease wherever I need grease, Bel-Ray brake fluid. I change the oil on my race bike pretty much every 2 hours, but if you want to calculate that, I usually spend, during the summer and springtime and fall time, I usually spend 2 hours at practice and about an hour at races. So I probably do it every, I ride my bike actually a lot harder at practices than I do at my races. I don't know why. Maybe that's the reason I'm not at top in points. But I'm trying to calculate it. Well, pretty much every 2 hours I will, change my oil. I use a Canon oil filter, and I do have a Motion Pro magnet in my on my oil filter to keep any extra, whenever you have a brand new motor, when your rings seat properly, you're gonna have a little bit more metal, not flakes, but kind of like a residue, and that will continue to run through your motor unless you find a magnet of some sort. Oil drain plugs work fine with the magnet too, but I didn't want to pay $30 for an oil filter magnet when I could buy or not oil filter magnet, but an oil plug magnet, other than or I'd rather order a oil filter magnet for $11. But I don't know, whatever you guys think. I'm kind of tired right here. I'm trying to think of anything else I haven't mentioned. Oh, I've got an Alba +4 Racing Alba Racing +4 axle in the back. Those are not my race tires. I had traded my 20-inch tires that I had on here for some 18s, but my rims do not. My 9-inch rims do not fit the the 8-inch tires, obviously. So I'm either waiting to trade these rims or just give them back to my mechanic so he can order me some 8.8 or 8 by 8.5 rims, so they will fit those 18-inch hole shots. Anyway, though, it's a nice bike. I mean, it's got good power for what it is. Maybe at the end of the year I will do some porting and polishing on the motor. But anyway, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.